All right, folks, how we doodling? Right, you know it, don't you? It's whinge time. Right then, I'm full of questions, me, Mr. Starmer, right, I want to know why he's still there. What has he contributed in the past 18 months? Eh? Well, apparently we've got higher unemployment now than we've had for the past 5 years, so that's a great success. Everybody's tax has gone up. That's a sparkling success. I mean, everybody's tax in every way imaginable. Car tax, tax on your pensions, tax on your food bill, tax on your gas bill, tax on your petrol bill, tax on everything. Tax on your lecky bill. Everything. There's nothing left, is there? I don't think there's anything left to tax. I know he hasn't taxed me for having 2 bastard feet yet, but that's about all. You'll think of something. There'll be a beard tax next Wednesday. That'll be fucking off in a jiffy, I tell you. Ooh, that'll be scary for everybody. So, what else have we had? We've had 15, 16, 17 U-turns. Oh, that's successful. We've had him sailing off around the planet 6 times, apparently. 6 times around the planet. At whose expense, I wonder? Is that why my tax has gone up? To pay for him to go on his jollies? For him to assume his position as a world leader on the world stage? He should be carrying a tray serving drinks, hopeless bastard he is, man. Absolutely shite. And now all of a sudden we've got, what we're going to do is, really clear, what we're going to do is, he's doing nothing because he's hanging on by the fingernails. Labour Party may survive. They might come up with an idea. They might put someone in place, but he's not the answer. I mean, let's look at his cabinet for a start. His cabinet's done well, hasn't it? What was her name? Angela Rayner, Deputy Prime Minister. She got ousted for forgetting to pay 40,000 quid in, tax after her flat purchase to the HMRC. Well, perfectly understandable. 40 grand, pocket change. Yeah, 40 grand, really. Okay then, right. Oh, the other one, the Housing Minister. Remember her? Can't remember her name. Housing Minister. Slung people out of houses, evicted them out of houses that she owned so she could raise the rent and then bring new people in. Housing Minister. So she went. So he knows how to pick them, doesn't he? And then, of course, David Lammy. Multi-skilled, multi-talented David Lammy. Wow. Yeah. I can't say what I want to say about him because I will be immediately banned. Dragged out into the street and flogged. Probably not. Probably just get loads of cheers. That's what they might go, woohoo! You're not wrong, Johnny boy! Yeah, I know. Crazy, innit? So, yeah, how successful has he been? If you think about what he's done, how backwards it's gone with him, and then you think about Boris. Did Boris get it right now? No, he didn't. Boris was a bit of a knob, wasn't he? Let's be honest, like. But Boris didn't do 17 U-turns. Boris didn't put my tax through the roof. Boris didn't go around the planet 6 times. He did have a bit of a party, like. Or 2, or 3, or 4, or 5, while we were all locked down. Which wasn't really following the plan, like, was it? See, this is the problem, isn't it? Once people realise there's a rule for them and there's a rule for us, people don't like that. But shouldn't that be obvious? I thought these people were supposed to be intelligent. Maybe not. Maybe, in order to go to Eton, you have to fail certain exams. Like a 2+2 exam. What is 2+2, Boris? 11! Okay, you're in. Is that how it works? Because that's what it seems like, man. Because this lot, career politicians, really? No, not really. And that's why I fell out a lot with reform. That's why I fell out. I liked the idea of businessmen. I liked the idea of Nigel in there, ex-businessman. And he's been a politician in Europe, so he's dealt with all these arseholes before, hasn't he? So I like that idea. I did. I like Nigel's attitude. I like the way he wouldn't give up. It's like a ruddy Jack Russell on the end of a t-shirt, swinging off it. Wasn't going to let go of it for 20 years. 20 years at the same thing. Got it in the end, though. Brexit. Wiped a smile off a few of them faces, didn't he? In Europe there. Really did. So that was good. Zia Youssef, businessman. I like these ideas. This is great. I don't like this Conservative politician idea, as I said before. Just don't like it because I don't trust them. And all we've got at the moment is really, really, really shit decisions to be made because we're trying to pick the best out of a load of shite. And I'm fed up doing this. It always feels like this. I never feel like I look towards someone and think, right, he's on it, she's on it, that's great. Let's have a bit of this, let's give this a go. Never feels like that. It feels like, well, that one's shite, and that one's shite, and that one's shite, but which one's the least shite out of the lot? Well, let's pick that one. Because I think you do have, I do, rightly or wrongly, I do think, to me, I feel I have a moral duty to vote. I do, because I've got no right to whinge, which I like to do, as you may have noticed. I've got no right to whinge if I don't try and contribute something. But at the same time, when I vote, if someone else gets in, I want them to do well. I don't want them to crash and burn. I don't care what colour the frigging tie is. Because as I've said before, I don't think the ties make a difference these days. It's hard to tell who's who. Starting back with Tony Blair, you know. Tony Blair was supposed to wear a red tie. Didn't look very red to me. It looked more blue than it did red. Because he's the first sort of Labour Prime Minister that slid into that middle ground, wasn't he? He came away from that strict socialist ideal and slid into that middle ground where everyone kind of floats around. Why the piss in hell they can't just agree and do something and move the country forward? I don't know. And there's certain aspects of what happened now I just can't figure out. I just don't get it. I struggle. I look at what happens in the rest of the country and it doesn't even feel real to me. Because I don't live in these areas. I live in Wales. I live basically out in the sticks in Wales. Well, Wales looks like it's always looked to me. Doesn't look any different. It doesn't look any different. I'm all for multiculturalism in the right place. As long as all these... you're entitled to bring your culture with you when you come here, aren't you? You know what I mean? So as long as all these cultures understand firstly that they're British and they speak British and they're quite happy to wave a British flag and say, yes, I wanted to be a British citizen, I'm here, I'm prepared to contribute, and then I'm prepared to contribute as much as I possibly can, work as hard as I can in order that I can raise a family and we can all adopt the British ideal. Because if that's not the way it's working and you want to come here and be whatever it is you want to be, why are you here and why are we paying for you? Because ultimately my tax pay your tax credits or universal credit, whatever it's called these days. I pay you. I don't want to pay you if you're not interested in being here, and I don't think that's unfair. If you contribute and you're all for it, I'll help you as much as possible. I'm quite happy to pay tax. Great. But not for things that I can't relate to. And I can't relate to, now they've decided to build council houses en masse. Why have they decided to do that? Because there's so many undocumented immigrants coming into the country. Well, hold on a minute. I know of, met, worked with, saw, had friends were on council lists for years, and they'd be on there for a decade and still not get a house. So how the, 20-something-year-old men from Sudan come here and get a house? No. If we can help these fellas, yeah, great. I think everybody in this world needs helping, If you're in a place to help, great. But we're getting taken for a ride by our own government, in my opinion. And I don't think this Labour lot and Mr. Starmer are helping the situation. And I thought they might have read it by now. Don't get me wrong, Conservatives did it for about 15 or 20 years. Kept putting in their manifesto, yeah, we're going to stop the undocumented immigration, we're going to sort it out, we're going to get it down to the tens of thousands. And what did he do? Raise it to 1 million in a year. So yeah, I'm well aware that this is not a tie colour thing. There's a reason for this. I'm not quite sure what it is, but it's definitely connected to that lot in Europe. All that lot in Europe. Those people we don't vote for. Those people that are in charge. Ursula von der Leyen and all that. No one votes her there, Do you know that? They just all take it in turns of being in charge. All the European leaders, they all take it in turns of having a go, being in charge, making these decisions. Yeah. Strange old world, isn't it? Anyway, it's time for me to go. I must retire. Not for long, though. But I must retire to the cupboard. You know which one. The one that contains the Casamigos. Or the 1800. Not fussy, really. Very nice, both of them. Tequila, that is, for those who are not in the know. Create, stay sane.